In the name of Allah, the One, the All-Dominant. O people of mankind, worship Allah, the One, the All-Dominant, who created the jinn from a smokeless flame of fire and created mankind from clay-like mud. I warn you of the escalation of Allah's cosmic and coronal war, especially during this ongoing summer, which should have made a daunting impact on one's thinking. But my warning did not have an impact on you because of your failure to use intellect. So let us present a logical question to the intellect. Since Imam Mahdi Nasser Muhammad al-Yemeni warns people of the passage of the planet Sakar, since 19 years have elapsed, and I warn and caution day and night, your response to my call was nothing but a continued act of distancing yourself and running away, intensifying the gap between you and Allah more and more. Therefore, Allah blinds the sight of the Muslims and disbelievers in all villages of mankind, except for those whom my Lord has mercy on. This is the way of Allah with those who refuse to use intellect. Allah leads their hearts astray more and more, as confirmation of the saying of Allah the Exalted. And Allah would not lead a people astray after He has guided them until He makes clear to them what they should avoid. Indeed, Allah is knowing of all things. Surah At-Tawbah 9, 115, 116. Indeed, Allah is the great truthful one. And in any case, mankind has entered an overtime phase, i.e. sudden death, after the arrival of the planet Sakar on the outskirts of the celestial sphere, the southern polar circle. As we informed you years ago, when the planet Sakar comes close, it will come from the direction of the southern hemisphere. Nevertheless, as long as mankind has entered the scorching heat of Sakar without exception. So even those who have winter in the southern pole, their winter has also been executed because they have entered like the rest of the world in the scorching heat of Sakar. And we have previously informed you that humans have entered the era of Sakar's summer. So why don't you understand the news? Fear Allah, O people of insight. We have informed you that the planet Sakar, the fire, will not come to you except suddenly, and you will see it, and will not be able to repel Nasser Muhammad al-Yemeni, did not fabricate the news concerning Allah. We seek refuge in Allah from being ignorant. But no one will believe Nasser Muhammad al-Yemeni except those who believe in the decisive words of the great Quran. The news of the passage of the planet Sakar is mentioned by Allah in the decisive reminder, as it is from the great signs of Allah. So who will save you from the punishment of Allah if you are truthful? O knowledgeable ones, O people, O Muslims, O disbelievers, O jinn, O humans, is it not time for you to believe in the news of the passage of the planet Sakar? You did not disbelieve Nasser Muhammad al-Yemeni, but you disbelieved in the news of the words of Allah in the decisive reminder, the great Quran. Have we not been arguing with you for 19 years about the news of Allah saying, He created man from haste? I will show you my signs, so do not impatiently urge me. And they say, when is this promise, if you should be truthful? If those who disbelieved, but knew the time when they will not avert the fire from their faces or from their backs, and they will not be aided. Rather, it will come to them unexpectedly and bewilder them, so they will not have the power to repel it, nor will they be given respite. Quran, Surah Al-Anbiya, 37:40. And here is Sakar, i.e. Planet X. You feel its heat in summer and winter while you are demeaned. And here is COVID. The summer invades you in intense heat while you are demeaned. This is to suppress those who call it seasonal flu. O disbelievers in the blessings of Allah upon you, and believers in the disbelievers among the scholars of climate and medicine, who misled you from affirming the universal war of Allah and the coronavirus. Warning was already given about the summer corona, and I don't mean the common cold flu. Far from it. But in this statement, I declare the vaccines of COVID innocent, categorically denying that they caused the death of anyone in the world. Rather, COVID is the leader of death. So let the supporters beware of attributing to the deputy trustee of Allah what he did not say. We only said that its harm is greater than its benefit, and I mean the side effects of the vaccines, and I mean that they do not protect you from the harm of Allah in any way due to the onslaught of the new troops of COVID, which are successive and opposed to the vaccines. This is a plot from Allah, so that you may learn that you are truly in a war with troops unlike anything else, its creator, teacher, and enactor. That is Allah, my Lord and your Lord, the Lord of everything and its King. And I mean by the innocence of vaccines from sudden death, for they are not the cause of cardiac arrests. Rather, the cause of cardiac arrests is COVID in its various forms. Similarly, Allah has raised the banner of climate war so that you may know that the same one behind the new COVID war is the one who has unleashed upon you the climate war in the air, on land, and at sea. Yet, despite all of that, your deviation from Almighty Allah continues, and you believe the proponents of the theory of global warming who misled you and deceived themselves with the theory of global warming. And throughout these 19 years, Nasser Muhammad al-Yamani tweets alone. And he says, "You have lied. Rather, climate changes are due to the approach of a scorching planet named Sakar. It has an impact on the Earth by influencing the sun, causing solar explosions that are unprecedented and significant, further intensifying climate changes. We have previously informed you that it is due to the proximity of the scorching planet Sakar. However, the greatest calamity is the direct arrival of Sakar's summer, which you are currently experiencing. It is a scorching planet, the fire of hell, hotter than the sun. And it is not just the summer of the sun alone. You now have two summers, the scorching summer of Sakar and the scorching summer of the sun. And nevertheless, perhaps some may wish to ask, what is the question that challenges the mind and logic in your initial statement, O Nasser Muhammad al-Yamani? So, Nasser Muhammad al-Yamani responds to you and says, isn't it the case that when summer arrives in the northern polar region, winter arrives in the southern polar region? So, O mankind, people of intellect and reason, if indeed a scorching planet named Sakar approaches the southern polar region in the summer of this year, 2023 AD, undoubtedly you will find the southern polar ice. Indeed, despite being in the winter season, the southern polar ice, Earth's freezer, is melting due to the approach of the scorching planet Sakar towards the southern polar region, while summer prevails in the northern polar region. Furthermore, the weather in the southern polar region is hotter now than the weather in the northern polar region due to the intense heat of Sakar. Don't you comprehend? So after all this, on what basis do you believe? This is accompanied by a strong divine strategy, and you are not insane, O denier among the Arabs, despite rejecting the knowledge brought to you by their knowledgeable caller, even though he presents knowledge from the noble Quran. And you believe in the knowledge of the atheist regarding the Lord of the worlds? Nothing further from the truth. By the Lord of the earth and the heavens, their knowledge regarding the cosmic and coronal war of Allah is absolutely negligible, close to zero, not even 1%. Look at the intensity of the climate changes happening around you in the sky and on the earth, due to the approach of the planet Sakar and the severe COVID, a sign of the approach of the planet Sakar, as a confirmation of the words of Allah the Almighty. Verily, in the creation of the heavens and the earth, and in the alternation of night and day, there are indeed signs for men of understanding. So do not believe in the claims of those who deny the existence of Allah and His signs, for they have no true knowledge of the cosmic and earthly phenomena. We have certainly created many of the jinn and mankind for hell. They have hearts with which they do not understand. They have eyes with which they do not see, and they have ears with which they do not hear. They are like livestock. Rather, they are even more astray. They are the heedless. To Allah belong the best names, so invoke Him by them, and leave the company of those who practice deviation concerning His names. They will be recompensed for what they have been doing. And among those we created is a community who guides by truth and thereby establishes justice. But those who deny our signs, we will progressively lead them to destruction from where they do not know, and I will give them respite. Indeed, my plan is firm. Do they not reflect? There is no madness in their companion. He is not but a clear warner. Do they not look into the realm of the heavens and the earth and everything that Allah has created and think that perhaps their appointed time has come near? So in what statement hereafter will they believe? Whoever Allah sends astray, there is no guide for him, and He leaves them in their transgression, wandering blindly. Quran 7, 186. Surah Al-Araf.